Hello everyone. So I'm finally now leaving Curaçao. It's quite windy today, I don't know why. It's supposed to be calm. According to windy, we should have around 15 knots. We have 25. Going to see how it goes, if the weather conditions are okay. And I'm now on my way to St. Martin. Once I reach the east corner of Curaçao, I can change course and then it shall be better, hopefully. This is day number 1. Yeah, I didn't reach very far yet, just 17 miles out. There's still Curaçao in the background. I'm currently between Curaçao and Bonaire. Yeah, the weather doesn't cooperate. It's not. It's by far different than it was predicted. The east point around Curaçao is very, very bumpy. You have very crazy waves, and the currents are a little bit difficult. But the sunset was amazing, and I enjoyed that very much. My journey to St. Martin didn't go so well. I cancelled it because the weather prediction were for 15 to 17 knots. And in that condition, I thought that would be a good ride, going against the wind, against waves, currents and everything. But the reality was different. I was facing 30 knots constantly, up to 35 knots. And it was pushing me way too far north, so that I would end up in Puerto Rico instead of St. Martin. But due to visa issues, I cannot go to Puerto Rico. So after some tiny other issues, I decided to cancel it. And I returned to Bonaire for a very few hours just to catch up a little bit of sleep. And now I'm on my way back to Curaçao. And yeah, the data shows that was a good decision because I'm still having 25 knots of wind. I'm making 6.5 to 7.5 knots of speed, but now going downwind. So now it's of course easy. But yeah, that was interesting. That weather conditions were so much different from the prediction. I mean, it was double the amount of knots of wind and constantly flooding half of my boat deck. So I said, no, that is not what I want to do for the next 4 days. And I believe that was a good decision. Yeah, I will go back to Curaçao now and look for other opportunities. And then we'll see what I will do. I'm not staying in Bonaire because of extra cost for the mooring buoys and the national park and everything. So I just got a buoy for a few hours left in the morning to catch up a little bit of sleep, and now I'm on my way back. Yeah, sometimes you need to adjust to the conditions and adjust the plan accordingly, because you can't force nature, and nature will always win. I have actually arrived so far, almost. Going to start my engine. This is Sandals in Curaçao at the Santa Barbara beach, and this is also the entrance of Spanish Water. Yeah, so here is the shallow corner, and here is basically the channel. Look at this amazing color. Isn't that nice? Yes, and this is the corner where you can clear in. You just dock at this pier in this area here, and this before the dive boats. Behind these two catamarans is the restaurant Bocas 19, and to the left, that building next to the restaurant is Immigration and Customs. They are open in the morning from 10 to 12 and in the afternoon from 3 to 5. Spanish Water has 4 sections. is the first section, is section D. That's quite narrow, but is a nice anchorage. And then comes section B, and further deeper into the bay is section A. And my favorite section is section C. This comes around the corner. Because over here, as you can see, this whole area is just exposed. If you get wind, you get a nice amount of waves and it's blowing and gusty. The section C, where I'm heading to, is covered by this hill. This is my spot. One boat over here. I even know this guy. Now it's the morning after my arrival in Curaçao, and now I'm heading to Immigration and Customs for clearing in. This time I'm going with my kayak, paddling against the wind. But never mind, it's easier than pulling the anchor and going there with the boat. So I'll do some exercise, a little bit of workout this morning. So clearance is done. This in the background is the Immigration Customs office, and this is the dock over here. So you dock here with your dinghy, or you dock at the pier. Not this first one, but before the catamarans. And then you just go up these stairs, go left, and this is immigration. So now I'm going back with my kayak, rowing back to the boat. Yes, I'm back on my boat. That was a nice workout today. During my trip, banging against the waves and the wind, I had a small accident. And that was caused with my anchor. I mean, usually my anchor is attached here. I mean, now of course the anchor is down. But this part is a little bit too small for my anchor. So the anchor comes up to here. And normally I lock the anchor. This one doesn't work for my anchor, so I cannot use that part. But that was for the old one. But I lock it with my carabines and with my ropes back to keep it in place. But what happened, since my bow was banging into the waves and constantly submerged, the anchor got loose and moved a little bit to the front, like till here. And this part here was, I'm saying was because not there anymore, this was my navigation light. When the anchor came up here to the front with the next wave, it moved, it got a hit and moved up and removed the whole part. So these are the remains. I also discovered that these small hatches here on my bow, this one is leaking when it's flooded. So when just from rain it stays dry, there's no issues. Even washing the boat with the hose was no problem. But since I was getting the waves, my bow was completely submerged up to the mast. So that whole area was completely submerged regularly. And I guess that was too much water for these hatches. It was definitely the right decision to cancel the trip, to abort it and go back. Because now even the windy app changed the weather conditions and it is still blowing. It's by far different than it was first predicted. So if I would have continued, I would be still banging into these waves and into strong winds. And that makes not much sense, because even now the wind direction is again not coming from southeast. Yeah, that's just not a smart thing to do. Especially if you're doing that solo. I mean, solo sailing is okay. Going downwind from Bonaire back to Curaçao was an easy trip, even though it was still quite windy, and going with nature is just easier. It's just simple. You don't have to fight against, and that is a big difference. So now I have again some waiting period, and I decided to take care of my hatch, remove it, clean it up and seal again. So, my hatch is done. This project is also ready. This week is coming to an end, and with that also my week's episode. It's been a very windy week, and I'm happy that I'm back. That was the right decision for sure. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for your support. I thank all the Patreons and everyone who is supporting me and helping me. If you didn't subscribe to my channel yet, subscribe. It will help me for sure. And share, give it a like if you like my content and want to follow on my journey through my ups and downs in boat life. Wish you all the best and thank you very much. Till next week. Bye bye.